The Underwater City Burning House, the MP3, Modern Awakening.
Hello everyone and welcome to today's breakdown. What we are going to chat about today is truly mind-bending. We've synthesized some incredibly brilliant insights shared by the Buddha Activity Association of Australia. And we're going to decode an ancient Buddhist practice called Senshishinaya. Don't you worry if you're new to this, we won't be drowning you in heavy jargon. Instead, we'll use everyday metaphors you're completely familiar with to reintroduce the concepts of karma, reality, and spiritual awakening. This isn't just abstract philosophy, it's practical wisdom you can immediately apply to your daily life. Ready to challenge everything you think you know? Let's dive in. The burning house, ordinary folks vs. the awakened. Be honest, have you ever looked at the world around you and doubted whether it's actually real? To start our journey, let us ask ourselves a slightly uncomfortable question. Aren't we constantly drowning in daily trivia and temptations? It's as if we are trapped inside an invisible burning house without even realizing it. We mistake the illusions around us for the only reality, even weeping and laughing along with the drama of the plot. To break free from this blind state, we first need to understand one crucial thing: what is the actual difference between an ordinary person and a Buddha? The text gives us a pretty sharp reality check. Ordinary people, us, we usually just go with our gut, acting on impulses. The text describes this as wandering aimlessly inside a house on fire. Some of us are even trying to find a comfortable couch to lounge on amidst the flames. It sounds utterly ridiculous, right? But that's exactly how we live. The Buddha, the awakened, on the flip side. An awakened being acts out of an absolute, unwavering vow. Their focus is laser sharp, and their sole mission is to help others. They operate on an entirely different dimensional frequency. There is a classic quote from the materials that delivers a wake-up call. One must use a resolute mind in Buddha mindfulness, setting a firm resolve to transcend the ordinary. Simply put, if you want to make something meaningful out of your life or reach a higher state of consciousness, the days of living on autopilot need to stop right now. You have to make a fierce, extraordinary commitment to wake up. Without that resolve, everything else is just empty talk. The power of the four kindnesses. Once you have that resolve, we move to our second key point: the power of the four kindnesses. The text emphasizes that any success we achieve today is never a solo act. We rely heavily on the compassion of the triple gem and the support of the four kindnesses. This might sound a bit abstract, but it is actually the literal, concrete environmental and societal framework that sustains our survival and growth. So, what are these four kindnesses? They are heaven and earth, nature, the universe, the nation, society, state, protection, parents, family, upbringing, teachers, mentors, guidance. Let us be real: without the earth to support your steps, the sun to give you light, the state to protect your safety, or your parents and teachers to raise and educate you, without this massive, interconnected support system, we wouldn't even exist, let alone achieve any personal goals. Because of this, the text drops a heavy warning. Those who do not recognize kindness will find their roots of goodness withered and destroyed. If you are completely numb to these foundational blessings and think you're just a self-made superstar who did it all alone, you are cutting off the very roots of your own growth. Without a grateful heart, your path in life will only get narrower and narrower. The mechanics of karma, the cosmic science. Now that we understand gratitude, let's look at the mechanics of how reality works, mastering the law of cause and effect, karma. Let me ask you a sharp question: what is your basis for doing things? If you just act on a whim or a sudden rush of blood to the head, without understanding the underlying causal conditions, let me tell you that that's not creating. That's just making a mess. The seeds you plant are doomed to fail from the very start. Success in anything follows a precise, almost scientific process. The cause: you must first plant the right seed. The condition: you must continuously learn and work hard to cultivate the right environment. The effect: when both the cause and condition align perfectly, the desired result flows naturally. This is the most precise law in the universe. We see so many people acting blindly on impulse, making snap decisions, only for their projects to fall apart 2 days later. Why? Because they completely ignore the necessary conditions. But if you approach life with an awakened mind, You will patiently follow this exact cause and effect process, watering the seeds step by step to create something truly beautiful. 4. The screen metaphor, the ultimate reality hack. Next, we are entering the most brain-melting yet brilliant concept of today, the metaphor of the empty screen. The text contains a deeply profound phrase, all phenomena are the light of the mind. This is a radical statement. It is telling us that everything you see and touch in the physical world, no matter how real it feels, is actually just a projection of your own consciousness. Like light and shadow, it appears to be there, but it has no independent, solid substance. To explain the concept of form is emptiness. Emptiness is form, the idea that the underlying logic of everything is empty. Yet it can manifest infinite phenomena. The presentation uses a brilliant, modern analogy, the screens we stare at every single day. Think of reality as your TV or laptop screen. When you watch Netflix, the screen itself is completely empty from start to finish. It is just a blank canvas. Yet, on this empty canvas, you can watch beautiful, chaotic, and highly emotional cinematic plots unfold. Here is the kicker: no matter how realistic or gripping the movie is, you cannot forget that it is merely the law of cause and effect operating on a fundamentally empty canvas. The plot might be terrifying or exhilarating, but it is still just a projection. If we could remember this whenever bad stuff happens in our lives, wouldn't we stop taking things so stubbornly to heart? Stop making excuses and walk out the door. Once we see through the illusion of the screen, it is time to buckle up. We need to face a brutal reality check and stop making worldly excuses. Since we know it is all just a movie playing on a screen, the text doesn't hold back. It basically calls us out, saying that if you keep speaking in fancy jargon and making excuses, you will ensure that your cycle of reincarnation never ends. Making excuses perfectly describes how we behave. When faced with the truth, we always beat around the bush. If you keep indulging in temporary, superficial pleasures and refuse to wake up, I'm sorry, but you are guaranteed to spin in the loop of samsara forever. We tell ourselves these lies all the time. I haven't had enough fun yet. I haven't enjoyed life's pleasures fully. Or I'm just not ready to let go. We cling desperately to worldly desires, resisting growth, as if we expect this movie to play forever. This exposes our ultimate blind spot. Our current state is like a group of people trapped inside a burning building. Instead of running out, we are kneeling on the floor, begging the Buddha to bless us so the fire won't burn us. Yet no one thinks to just stand up, walk to the door, push it open, and walk out. It sounds completely absurd, but that is exactly how many of us live our lives every day. Conclusion: as we wrap up today's breakdown, I want to leave you with this question to ponder in your own life. Are you going to keep getting lost in the drama projected on the screen, making excuses inside a burning house? Or are you finally ready to push that door open and truly wake up? I hope today's insights from the Buddha Activity Association of Australia have given you a bit of a healthy jolt and some inspiration. That is all for this breakdown. See you next time.